Hello everybody, welcome back to another tier list video. Today we are doing a Payday 2 heisters tier list. And I am joined today with Vodka Zingo. Say hello.
Hello.
Alright, so I guess to start off, I will be ranking these heisters based on their masks, like the design, like the individual characters themselves, like their personality and stuff, and just how much I like stuff like their backstory and just like their voice lines in game, like overall, to wrap it up. And I think a very good place to start is Jacket, my personal favorite. I know it's like kind of I personally feel like he is a little bit on the more I don't want to say he's overrated, but a lot of people do like him. But I personally just love his like the tape recorder, like kind of like like sound. Like some people feel like it does become a little like overplayed. I do believe if you play him a lot. So like you're kind of listening to the same kind of like play, like like the recording of the tape recorder like over and over again, which does get a little boring. But his if you've played Hotline Miami, his lore is very good. It's a super cool story, and I just love his like character design, the mask, everything. It's like I think it's very deserving of a S tier.
And don't forget that he's the only one that has that type of feature for
Oh
his
yeah,
character.
he is also a DLC
Yes,
character, so it's very nice. Um, I guess like the only other downside, but besides the kind of repetitiveness, is that you have to pay for the Hotline Miami like DLC. However, or not. Okay, let me like
You have to
specify.
own the second game, I
Yeah,
believe.
you need the like the game, like the special edition game, not the DLC, because it's a separate thing. But other than that, I think it's pretty worth it. I love him. I love playing him. Uh, and yeah, he's just a very cool character in my opinion. I think after that we can start just going on down the list in order. Okay, Duke. He's a pretty recent, or like one of the more recent characters. I personally believe he's probably top of B tier. I think, yeah, that's a pretty fair place to put him.
Yeah, I have to agree with
Yeah, like, cause it is a very cool mask. I won't lie. It's just like a Renaissance, sculpture kind of vibe. But his character isn't really that interesting. He is like British, I think. What is it? Not to like make fun of British people, but I'm just like pointing that out. No, it's just like he has like the kind of like accent, which is cool. It's like not too bad, and but um, what is it? I'm not too like into the kind of high class pompousness of his character, just like lore and stuff like that. And I guess next up is Bodhi. Um, Honestly, I think okay, Bodhi. I think like lore wise, because he's from a movie too. I think he's also like a partner character. I haven't actually watched the movie too, which kind of sucks, but I know he
you.
is
Yeah, me.
what is it? He is a character that is like from another franchise. But personally, I think he's a C tier, maybe a D tier. I'm not a big fan of like the Tiki's like kind of style. It's not like I know it's like some people like it, but not for me. Um, and
No, I'd have to agree.
I think the only thing I like about his character is like for the default suit, he has uh, like a it's like a sports jacket. No, not a sports jacket. What is it called? It's like let me look it up. Yeah, like this. He's got pretty decent drip honestly. Like um
Yeah.
otherwise I'm not really a big fan of uh his whole like shtick. I know he also has like this like kind of cool, unique interaction with the platypus sniper. I think in game, if you I think kill a cloaker or something, he like says something. He says like a unique voice line. But yeah,
Oh, I didn't.
yeah. So I think he's like, probably middle of the pack. I don't hate him, like, but just not my style in my opinion. Coming up, Bonnie. I think okay.
Mm,
Lore wise, Bonnie is very. She's actually a pretty cool. Like she's actually pretty cool. Like lore wise, but I think other than that, like she's also. Okay, I have
I
her
feel
D
like
tier.
everything about
Like
Bunny,
yeah, like
it's a bit dull.
yeah, like
Besides like bits of lore.
her voice lines are kind of funny because she is what Scottish? Yeah, Scottish. Like so it's like she's got the kind of very like strong personality, but otherwise I think our in game model isn't that good either. I'm not saying she's fat, like if anyone's wondering, but she's just not the best in my opinion.
Oh, I think it's they add 10 pounds to the camera. That'll be it for Bonnie, unfortunately.
Yeah. Okay, so coming up chains. I don't know. When I first played the game, like Chains wasn't really too captivating. He's just like the black guy. Like
Yeah, I think
I think his mask
like
is like pretty standard. It's like the classic clown mask, I think. Like one of the um like out of the three like or out of the four like um OG like heisters, he has like the most like um kind of adhering to the clown like aesthetic in my opinion. Which is like kind of like the
mhm.
round feature and stuff. But otherwise, like I think he's pretty middle of the pack. Not too shabby, but also not too outstanding in my opinion. Coming up next is Clover. I think Clover is actually I okay. Clover was the original like female character in Payday. However, I do feel like she doesn't really bring too much to the table. Her in-game character model also is like horrendous. If you know, like I'll just Google it up. What was it? Clover Payday.
I feel like she suffers the same thing Bonnie does in a way, where it's just like voice lines and stuff might not
Yeah,
be too bad, and like sometimes it might be funny, but like that's probably about it. Like
yeah.
there's not much to work on personally.
I do love her mask though. I think I will give credit to her mask. I like when I first played. I actually kind of wanted this DLC just for the mask. However, like I don't know, I think like a lot of people expected Clover to be some like hot supermodel or something too. So I guess it's a little bit of a letdown. Otherwise, I think like, I'll put Clover above Bonnie just because just for the mask.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Yeah. And coming up with like the next mask being Dallas. Okay, I think lowest for me Dallas is probably A tier because he is actually
Like,
like the mask. I think the mask itself was what like kind of drew me into playing Payday in the first place. Like I don't like okay, I don't know how to explain this, but when I was a kid, I was like unreasonably patriotic and like that American mask kind of like or actually okay, I do believe like the whole like Robin Banks like guns blazing and all that shit is a very American thing. Like it's like a very American like aesthetic. You know what I mean? Like just very invokes yeah, it just invokes strong like sense of patriotism in committing domestic terrorism. You know what I mean? Like it's just a very good mask. However, I'm not sure. Actually, he has also like the very memed like voice lines, and I love
but
his actor for the cinematics, like the original ones at least. But
I'd say it's iconic. I'd
yeah,
say its
it's
mask
yeah,
is like
it's I think it's
like
iconic enough to
it
be
pays the
like
payday.
is it iconic enough to be S tier though? Oh, okay.
I'd say high
I'll put it in A
personally.
tier just to like fill it for now. But I think okay, it's at least very top of A tier. I'll put it at that.
Yeah.
And then next up is Dragon. I've actually played with as his character, a couple times, like for a while. I'd say his like voice lines are also like pretty funny. He says like for like especially for the pagers, like what is it? There's a few funny ones. His mask though is a little like I think it's kind of like chains where it's more like adhering to the kind of clown aesthetic. But Okay, I think he's right next to Chains. Like I think lore wise, he isn't that like that much of a like main character, but he is still there.
Yeah,
Um,
he was put off as a side character pretty much because he was just added with the butcher
oh
as like
yeah,
her security man, right?
yeah.
To ensure contracts were done safely.
Okay, yeah. Okay, so for the HE, I like the tier list kind of originally came with the HE like tier list. But something I do, okay, I actually did watch a video on like this partner like DLC. Like I don't know if you guys like, I don't know if you're watching. I don't know if you like know the whole shtick, but like HE is like kind of falling off the deep end. And oh, okay, so and like basically their voice lines are like really bad. I like what was it? And um, from what I remember in the video, like I don't even fucking remember his name. This is how much I hate this guy. But he like um when they were like talking when they were negotiating with the overkill, I think it was overkill, right? Like it was still overkill back then. Um
Yeah.
yeah, I think so, yeah. So then they were negotiating like this DLC, um he the guy okay, let me just look up what his name is. I'm looking.
I think his name's Ethan, no?
Oh yeah, Ethan. Okay, whatever. Like Ethan like what was it? He like basically forced his wife to do it even though his wife didn't want to do it. And like what's funny is like if you listen to the voice lines, like she actually made more of an effort than like he did, like arguably. Um and like I don't know, like let's just like actually let's just pull is it, well I don't even know if I'll get copyrighted, but fuck it. HHE Ethan
It feels like an unnecessary like celebrity inclusion, kind of.
Our tax.
oh shit.
I. Do you know if the weapons I buy for heists are tax deductible? Haven't we made enough money? Let's just get some pizzas, some sody pops. Our troubles are over, dude. I'm trying to lose the fupa, man. It's so hard. Are there any heists in wheelchairs? Making videos pays shit compared to this. Push me around. I'll do great shooting. This place, man, it's fucking awesome. Who would have thought it? Look at this. This is success.
Yeah, I don't know. Like if you don't see the problem with that, like I don't even know. It's like so cringe. Like the voices are so bad.
He did the bare minimum. It feels like he did the
Yeah,
bare
like
minimum.
even like the
At least.
loud ones, he like basically says some super cringe shit. And like what's even funnier is like the perk deck that came with this DLC is like it's like I don't know, like his perk is like a vape. It's a literal vape. Like it's just I don't know. He like talks about vapes like in his voice lines too. It's like I don't know. It's just such a horribly executed DLC, even for like a celebrity. Like I understand like sometimes like bring more um like a bigger audience with celebrity like to like games, but this was just horribly done. Like this is probably the worst like aged celebrity collab I've ever seen in my life. I think.
I agree.
Yeah.
That's
So
pretty
I don't know.
bad.
I think I will give Overkill credit for making the masks. I kind of do like them, even though they are kind of like meh. Um, what is it like the kind of color? What's the word? Like complementation of like each other. I think like I kind of like it. It's just like it's pretty simple.
Yeah.
Anyways, um, got Houston. So personally, I do very much like Houston's mask. I don't know what these fucking things are on like it's like up on his eyes, like above his eyes, but I do love like the kind of uh what's like the icon for like drama or like theater
Or like the
like
comedy and tragedy
yeah, got
masks.
tragedy. It's like the tragedy mask combined with the like comedy mask, where he's like smiling, but he's got the negative Canthal like sleepy eyes kind of thing. I think also in game he's also like very much a yeah, he's very nice voice lines. Also just like his ties with Dallas. I think Houston himself is just very like likable character in my opinion.
And his voice
Um,
lines are funny too.
yeah,
Like, especially in stealth, when you point out different cams or security guards, it's just one word where he just goes like "shit" or "hey" or something, and it's like very, it's just instant, and I think that's kind of funny.
yeah. What was that? I think when he's down too, he's like yells some pretty funny shit. And very much similar to him, his mask at least is Hoxton. I think personally, Hoxton is an easy S tier. like I think even like back then, as a like 14-year-old when I was playing this game, like Hoxton's mask was my favorite. Um, I think yeah, this was I think yeah when I first played, it was like before the Hotline Miami DLC. So then at that time, like I always played as Hoxton. I love his mask. Um, what is it like his that's if you know if you played Playday, and you've seen the cinematic for his breakout, very nice. I think his
Yeah, I
breakout
think it really flashed him up.
yeah like his I think his heists are also pretty fun. I at least the breakout one. The stealth one's kind of cancer to be honest. But yeah, I think yeah, his, like the Australian like kind of flair. Um, like I think is what also captivated me. I think I was also like yeah like I was playing TF2. So then what was that
He has a lot of
sniper?
character compared
Yeah
to like
yeah
other people.
he's definitely like a very like um yeah he's definitely more introduced than a lot of the like other side characters at least. And one okay another like newer character. I think he's the third newest, right? It's like Joy, Duke, and
Me,
Jimmy are like. Oh wait, no, and Sangres. I think Sangres is the third one. Oh yeah, I don't even know. It's been so long. But yeah,
he has been too long.
he's like one of the newer ones. At least from when I was
And
since I was 14. But
he was also a movie collaboration with
oh
Hardcore
yeah,
Henry.
yeah. Um, I think okay, mask wise, I think he's at least a B, cause like I
It's
just like
unique.
it's
It's
like a
hard to
very
predict.
like unique like almost like yeah, it's a very edgy, if not unique, like mask. Um, if you've seen like the live action cinematics, it is like completely made out of duct tape, which I actually didn't expect, but uh, it's like I actually kind of I appreciate like the artisticness of like being made by a crack addict. Um,
You forget when his mask is off and you see his in-game model, there's always coke powder on his nose.
yeah, he's a little disheveled too. If you use his default suit, it's like yeah. However, I think he suffers the same kind of I don't know, maybe like this game just like prefers or for me at least, I think the game like just prefers the Australian over like the Brits cuz I'm not too big of a fan of his voice lines. All right, okay. I know he's supposed to be like the kind of uh like the mess up or like the screw up, I guess, like of like the Payday gang, like he's just like some random dude they picked up. But
He's like the loose cannon.
yeah, he's just like he's just this like comedic like slapstick kind of character. I was like I know like Payday is like 2 is supposed to be it's been like a very it's a very memeable game, but I think given the circumstances it's not that much fitting, which I guess is like my main issue with it. Otherwise, I think yeah, he has a very nice mask. He's pretty funny at times, but yeah, I think he's a solid B tier. What's this guy's name again? Fuck.
Jiro.
Jiro, yeah, okay. I played him a couple times too. I think he's actually yeah, he's definitely an A tier character. Um, what is it? His mask is just like the traditional like kind of like take on the like Payday mask, which I really appreciate. His voice lines are also very like very dramatic. I would say like if you're like in stealth and you're marking, um, like the guards like yapping, and then like he's like fucking yelling at that point, which is I think is really funny. Um, However, his voice lines are kind of limited, and I would love for them to flesh out his lore because it was kind of like they kind of never like did anything with the lore, even though he has a pretty nice one. Um, but otherwise, I
I
think
think
yeah, Jiro is a pretty solid character.
a good exception though. He wasn't fleshed out for the longest time. The only thing we knew about him was how he was a former Yakuza member and got kicked out because he fell in love with the leader's daughter. Right? I feel like it kind of improved over time as they made his son sort of the main antagonist of the series, where he was like part of Murky Water and stuff, Kento, and
He
how
was. I thought he was like looking for his son.
yeah, yeah, and his son was Kento,
Oh
the
damn.
guy that was with that Bane killed when you break him out of Hell's Island.
Oh damn. Okay, I did not know that. That's okay. That's okay. That's pretty cool then. Okay, they did flesh out the lore last time I checked. Okay, yeah, yeah. Okay, that's good then. What is it? But actually, okay. I think Matt like out of just the aesthetic, I think the mask does beat Houston. Just like I'll say
Mhm.
he's above him just like by a little bit. Um, okay, John Wick. I think this is like okay. So um, for those who don't play Payday, like John Wick, if you're hearing this, like it's like like oh he's like a pretty he's like he should be pretty high on this tier list, but I do think that John Wick like okay so they made this basically after the first movie, which is like a long while ago, which originally was supposed to be like I think the idea was there. It's just that like Payday wasn't ready for it, so it was like kind of premature. So like Wick, even though he's like a pretty cool character in um, like the movies, in Payday he is kind of like he's giga nerfed. Like that's John Wick Payday. Like I feel like his this is like an in-game model. It's like what is it? Um, I felt like it just looks terrible in my opinion. Like yeah, you
Like
could like
they
I wish they like I wish like is this really as a mod? Yeah, I wish they did something
They
like
could have at
this.
least that's a mod. They could have at
Yeah,
least gotten the actor's face model. They could have gotten Keanu's face model if they couldn't get voice lines, but they didn't get neither. So it seems like a very off-brand.
yeah.
Or it
It's
seems like
just
someone's cosplaying John Wick.
oh, it's like the Reaper skin from Fortnite.
Yeah,
Like
that's how it is. It's like
like honestly like unironically this looks better. Like what is it than this like um kind of like sleazy.
it's
He's like okay, he has like the um like Better Call. He has a Saul Goodman. Oh, wait, no, this is the fucking like this is like the Saul Goodman like vibe. Like when you see him in Breaking Bad compared to when you see him like in his own show. Like
yeah.
kind of like feeling like uh like yeah. So we don't get the actual Keanu Reeves like for the face model for the voice lines. Like was it uh he's just so scuffed. Like um his lore also that kind of makes no sense. Like the way he fits into Payday is like, um, wasn't it like he needed money or something?
No, he was an old friend of Chains
Yeah,
or
okay,
something,
yeah,
and
he was helping
Chains
Chains,
told
but
him
like
that
he needed a crew. Oh yeah, yeah, like so Chains like needed help, like because he was like getting tracked by the FBI or some shit. He's getting hunted. So then Wick helped him because Wick needed a crew. That was the lore, I'm pretty sure. And then
yeah, it was kind of it was
like
for just
that
for the
yeah
sake of
that,
promoting the movie.
yeah it was like I don't know. I feel like kind of like doesn't fit at all. Like I think it was just terribly executed in my opinion. Um, I will say though that his guns, um, like that the same gun that he used in the movie, like it was a DMR I think. Like that gun is actually really nice. I think it's categorized under the sniper in was it in the game itself, but it's a super good DMR in my opinion. Like one of the best. And His pistol is also really nice. Like this one. I forget if it's supposed to be modeled after H&K. But it's also a very nice pistol. Like, what is it? Very nice look to it. But otherwise, I think as a character himself, John Wick kind of falls behind as of like what they did. Hopefully in Payday 3 they like redo it, but I don't know if they'll do that. Unfortunate. Oh, maybe like alternate universe. Oh, I don't want to spoil John Wick 4, but basically alternate universe, like he starts working with Payday Gang again for some reason. Maybe they'll flesh out the story
Gotta
again.
do the jacket,
Yeah, like
where it's like an alternate universe jacket.
yeah, something like that. Okay, Joy. Honestly, like if it wasn't for the mask, I think like Joy would honestly be D tier. Like I hate Joy's voice lines. Like they're actually so cringe. Like she's meant to be like this. I think she's meant like she became what Clover originally people expected it to be. If you know what I mean. Like she's like the e girl. Yeah, she's literally like the e girl of like Payday 2. It's like they actually did her justice in Payday 3. Like they made her like more mature. But in Payday 2, she's like the 20-year-old hacker genius that also can handle herself with guns or something. Her only like literal redeeming feature is her mask. Like which
Her mask animates, which
yeah,
is
it's
very
like it's like pretty cool. Like what is it? I do wish they gave you the option to like kind of set what the mask like flashes to, or like at least like what is it? But it's a unique mask. It's like it's one of the few masks that move, right? That's not the
Besides like infamous masks, yeah. Like
yeah
the default mask
yeah. It's one of
is
the default mask, like actually one of the few default masks that actually like they change it's like it's animated. That's what I mean. So other than the mask itself, I think Joy in Payday 2 was bad. It's just yeah. I don't like it. Alright, Rust. Personally, okay, I think Rust is actually up here with like on a semi hot take because I actually played
I'd say
Rust.
the
Yeah, I think it's a hot take. Like I think the mask. Okay, I think people shit on the mask a little too much, but it's not that good of a mask. But I still think it's kind of cool. It's got the little horns and like it's kind of edgy. But like it's like I think the mask is like redeemable. But I think what really brings out what like redeems Rust is like his actor, which is I think the same actor for Hellboy.
We love Ron Perlman, dude.
Yeah. Yeah, Ron
Pretty sure
Perlman.
this
What is it? He's like, um, wait. Yeah, he's like Hellboy.
yeah.
I think he was also in. I forgot what's the other movie that he's also very famous in, but yeah, he's just like. Oh, and I guess like he also looks very
Two.
much like actor.
He was in Hellboy and
Yeah,
Hellboy
Will
2.
Ferrell. He looks a lot like Will Ferrell. He's like the like if you crank up the gangster on Will Ferrell, you get Ron Perlman, and like yeah, he actually like makes the character like pretty nice, pretty cool. Um, voice lines are like maybe like a B tier too in my opinion, which are like kind of brings it all like together on the B like low end. Okay, at least the low end of B tier if I may.
Like I think he did a good job with what he was given, at least.
Yeah.
Like
Like,
managed to make do with it.
what is it? Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. What is it? That I guess it is my hot take, so I'll leave him there. You what is it? Make your own tier list if you like, but that's where he will sit for now. Okay, Sangres. I actually very muertes like mask. This is I actually think is like very well incorporated. I think for the mask alone, it is an A tier. However, I'm not familiar with the lore, so I cannot speak on that. So I'll drop him down a B tier, like just because I like the mask. Honestly, that's an A tier mask. I would say that's an A tier mask, but I do not know the lore, so I'll put him in B tier just for safety reasons.
He was a hitman, I believe,
Yeah, he's just
like a
like the
former.
he's like Lalo Salamanca type thing.
Yeah, but they're like, yeah, at least from my knowledge too, there isn't much to work with except he was like a hitman, but he defected to the U.S.
Okay.
because he was part of like a drug cartel. But that's about it. There's nothing else really.
Okay, so Scarface. Um, I've actually not watched the movie, so I cannot. I don't
Me
think
neither.
my like opinion on this is accurate.
He,
However,
I'd
I'll
put him
put him.
lower only because I didn't watch the movie.
Yeah, I guess like I think Scarface was one of the better, like movie collabs in my opinion. Even though it's like Scarface was made in like what the 70s.
Yep.
Yeah, and Al Pacino. Oh, 80s. Okay. Like, um, however, okay, I guess another added factor to the Scarface mask is that you cannot get it anymore because it was a DLC and the licensing got like messed up or something after a while, so they like took it out of the market or like the store. So now you can no longer get this mask unless they fix that somehow. So that is a legacy kind of like flair to it. What it like? Do you know if the like what the mask is inspired? Because it kind of looks familiar.
The
Like
Mask.
I don't know.
No, not that I know. I'm not really familiar with Scarface personally.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I think like the mask itself was also made pretty well. Um, I don't know. I don't know why it really
Oh
much like reminds me
no,
of
wait.
like Texas for some reason. Like I don't know why.
No, I'm sorry. It's the posters, the movie poster. That's what it was based off. Or I think the color scheme, right? Well, let me check.
Oh wait, actually you might be right.
Was it the poster? Check the movie. Yeah, the color scheme of the poster. You see how it's black and white?
Uh,
And the text is red. That might be why. That might be what it's based off of. I think that's smart, personally.
Actually yeah, that's
They meant
actually like that's okay. I will commend that. I like that. I like that.
if that's intentional. They got the
I
color
think
scheme for
okay.
the
Oh, another thing, I actually love the Scarface mansion heist too. Like, I think that alone, I'll put that. So I'll put Scarface top of B tier. Like, um, what was it? His heist is actually like pretty fun in my opinion. As like, there's some cancer parts, but which payday heist doesn't have that. And but then like the pay is
yeah.
also very good or very lucrative. And I actually don't know that much about the lore. Like I think the payday lore of Scarface is that it's not actually Scarface behind the mask. It's just someone
Yeah.
like uh kind of taking up the
Someone.
mantle or something.
Like, yeah, that's what I remember hearing about too.
Yeah. All right. Sokol. I actually very much like Sokol. Like I would actually say he's like S tier in my opinion, if not like top of A tier.
I feel like he's underrated, personally.
Yeah,
He's pretty
he's
under.
like I just love him. His mask just goes so hard. He's just got the Soviet like star on his head, and like his lore actually is like pretty unique. I think he's just like an ex hockey like pro hockey player from the like
You see the holes on his mask? It kind of
yeah
plays onto
yeah
that.
it's like the hockey mask kind of feel. Like his voice lines are also like super like I think his voice lines are very not well done. His character itself is just like he's just very well made in my opinion. Like if anything, he's
Yeah.
top of A tier, not S tier. He's one of my favorite like heisters to play as too. What is it? Like I think I used to play. I think for a time I played Sokol's character with Jacket's head or Jacket's head. Did I? Is that what I did? I don't know. Like honestly, I just love Jacket's head. Like it's like what is it?
Mhm.
His like mask is just so good. I would like play it regardless of who I was playing. All right, Sydney. I actually think Sydney's like she's a little like overrated. I actually would say that. Like I know she's like the like waifu uh, of like Payday, but the mask itself is already like not that good. And then like
Yeah.
what was it? Um, her lore is kind of like I don't know. Her like she just literally just showed up and just like oh I'm gonna join the Payday game, right? Like that's kind of funny.
Yeah, she showed up, just kind of like goofed up a bank heist, and Bane liked like the cut of her jib
Yeah,
and just
basically.
brought her along.
Yeah, that's like I don't
She
know.
had like her own homemade
Okay, I
rifle.
wouldn't say that like Sydney is a bad character. I'm not saying like Sydney's like bad like at all. I just like think she's a little overrated. Like just because she's a girl. I don't know. That sounds like kind of sexist, but you get the point. And
No,
yeah,
I'd say I have to agree with you because she was just kind of shoved in there too.
yeah. Her okay, like her butterfly knife that like if you buy the character DLC like that she comes with, a butterfly knife is nice. It's like isn't it's like one of the most used like like every butterfly knife in every game. But yeah, I
Yeah,
think that's like
when you hold the melee, she starts doing tricks too.
yeah. It's like she does like the spin. What is it? And like you're like stimming, like ADHD or some shit. Yeah. Um, and to finish off the tier list, we've got Wolf. I think okay, mask wise, I think Wolf is probably. I kind of like it. It's like a very simple like intimidation like mask. However, oh actually okay, yeah, I think Wolf is a solid A tier because um, what is it? Uh, like I actually also like his backstory. He was like this web developer that like went broke, so he went to like the Payday gang, and then like he's also supposed to be like super he's like super like timid in person, but once he like puts on the mask, like that trope. I think I kind of like that. It's like it's like and like funny in a way. It's like he's just like this uh like accountant type guy, and then he just becomes like bloodthirsty and shit. It's kind of like yeah, it's just like this comedic kind of um like twist in like per se.
His lore is pretty interesting too, because
Yeah.
it's like a fantasized version of one of the actual developers of the game,
Oh yeah,
and like
yeah. That's
their
what I
name
heard.
developed.
I remember that. So yeah. Okay. Let me take a look at this. Hmm.
I'd say that's a fair list, at least personally, when I'm looking at it.
Hmm. Yeah, I think that's a pretty good list.
Right? I think I'm fine with that too. I'm happy with that.
I might change Sokol Hoxton, but then again, Hoxton is a childhood favorite. I'll keep. Oh yeah, I think I'll keep the list. This is a very fair list in my opinion. Like,
Hmm.
um, granted. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So I think that concludes our tier list video. Actually, Audrey, do you want to share your list with like, you want me to like open up the list, let everyone see, or you want to explain yourself or anything?
Oh,
Up to you. Like, if
I
you don't
mean, I
want
made
to.
this prior, but it was on a
Yeah.
whim. So this was on a whim. I didn't properly like think about it. This is just what I realized at the start. But
Yeah,
I
that's
think you
okay.
kind of convinced me some of the points you made. So,
All
but
right.
this was before.
This is the before tier list for Majin.
Yeah. Like on
Um.
most points, I have to agree with you.
Yeah.
But
Okay. I don't know. I'm usually pretty generous with my lists. That's why I don't think like any of these masks or like any of these characters deserve an F tier. I mean, I mean maybe Joy, but like her masks. It's just like her mask
no, like
itself like redeems.
the concept sounded so interesting with her, especially with like, oh, okay, a gamer playing what is essentially like a video game type. It's like a fourth the wall thing, right? But I feel like the way they executed it wasn't the best. But,
I don't know.
like the idea
I have a
was,
personal vendetta with her voice actor, or like not the voice actor, but with the just the voice lines. It's
she
just,
sounds very squeaky.
yeah, it's just so annoying. Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. You have after or is this like this is what you want to present?
No, I think I'm content with your list, honestly.
Okay,
Like I
okay,
just put it on a whim, right?
okay.
But,
Yeah.
like after breaking like at least breaking each character down, I'd say your list more accurately portrays what I feel too.
All right. Okay, that's fair. Well, yeah, that kind of basically that concludes our tier list video. If you enjoyed like the content or the commentary, leave a like and consider subscribing. If you have any comments or any arguments to be made with these masks, you can leave them down below. And with that, I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.